In a world where literally anyone can host a podcast, two stoners come together to unite their marijuana and movie knowledge to bring you the latest movie review, as long as they remember to press record. Welcome to the Blunt Movie Reviews.
Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Travis Aerosmith, and joining me in the House of a Thousand Blunts is my co-host,
Jesse Pena. Now, before we get started, we would like to thank everyone for all your continued support. Every like, every share, and listen, all of it helps.
And if this is your first time listening to the Blunt Movie Reviews, we want to let you know that we're going to be blunt about our opinions. We're going to be blunt about the movie. We're going to try real hard not to give any spoilers away, but we're here to help you find a movie that you can watch this weekend. We're not here to jerk off Hollywood, and we're not here to jerk you off. So we hope you enjoy. And Jesse, what movie did we get to see this week?
We got to see 2019's The Curse of Llorona.
Hi and welcome to the Blunt Movie Reviews. We were all set to kick it off with this movie's top cast, starting all the way on top with the director.
This movie is directed by Michael Chavez.
Now, this is his first major motion pictures. Everything he's done before this has just been shorts. But I did see in 2020 he's supposed to do the newest Conjuring 3, 4, whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
But we've been able to see a lot of these first-time directors go out, and it's nice being able to see what the future of our directors are looking like. And we haven't been too disappointed of an overall picture lately.
And I think we're both excited to see what Michael Chavez has in store for us, in the future. Which brings us to our main cast, starring Linda Cardellini.
Now, I'm going to bring up an older movie, 2000s, that I really liked her in. No, I'm not talking about Scooby-Doo. That was a shitty live-action reboot.
That's what I thought you were
don't
going
care
with.
what anyone says, but I'm going with 2006's Grandma's Boy, where she played Samantha. The movie starred Alan Covert, I don't know, I can't read my own handwriting. Doris Roberts, Nick Swanson, and Jonah Hill. Alan's living with a roommate. The roommate spends all their rent money on Asian hookers, and Rob Schneider kicks him to the curb. He moves in with Grandma, and he's a game tester, a video game tester for Xbox. So, a very funny stoner movie.
Oh, man, it's super hilarious.
One of the better Happy Madison movies that didn't involve Adam Sandler.
And that's rare. Yeah, he's always in every single one of those.
Yeah, and there's just a certain point that Adam Sandler just kind of lost it. I don't know what happened.
Well, I was going to choose Grandma's Boy for Linda Cardellini because there isn't really much I've seen her in. She always seems to get stuck playing the wife in most of the movies. Clint Barton's wife in The Avengers.
Will Ferrell's wife in Daddy's Home.
What else can I give you? Anyways, I went with something more recent. She was in 2018's Green Book, which most recently won, I think, 2 or 3 Oscars. And it was a fantastic flick about a musician, a black musician who is touring across the country, and he needs a driver, someone who can help him handle the area of the country he's deciding to go, which is the Deep South. So he's going to go play his piano in the Deep South. So
where he's not wanted at all.
At all. And so he chooses
a white guy to drive him. Yeah, I don't remember his name.
He chooses Viggo Mortensen, who is kind of like a low-end thug gangster in New York, and to be his chauffeur. And it's a great movie. I watched it. I agreed with their choice.
Well, they won like Best Picture or something like that.
Best Cinematography, something like that. Best Director.
Next up, Raymond Cruz, which is a very underestimated actor. I mean, he's everywhere. They always seem to put him as the generic Mexican, don't they? And that's why I'm going to bring up one of the movies that he was in. He didn't star in it because he didn't start, becoming bigger part of the cast up until recently. But I'm bringing up 2001's Training Day, starring Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington. Ethan Hawke's new to this police force division, and Denzel Washington is training him. And he puts him through hell so much better than the TV show Reboot with Bill Paxton.
The movie I remember Raymond Cruz from the most, besides Training Day, great fucking flick, by the way, was 1993's Blood In, Blood Out. He played one of the brothers, Chewie, which is actually a nickname for my name, Jesse. And so I always had an affinity for his character in the movie. But it is about a light-skinned Hispanic guy who just is trying to fit in with his super Hispanic family, but he's got like the color of Channing Tatum. So no one takes him seriously. He ends up getting sent to jail and becomes like the head honcho of the Mexican gang in jail. It is a fucked up movie. Really good, though.
It was early 90s, right?
1993.
93, yes. Also starring in this movie is Marisol Ramirez, which I'm not much for her or her movies. I don't think she's that good of an actress, but she was in a movie in 2015 that was up on Netflix for a while called The Circle. 50 people wake up standing in a room, and
I saw this movie.
Yeah, it was a really good movie.
Very
Surprisingly,
good.
a coworker of ours, Morgan, told us to watch it, and I was really impressed. But 50 people pretty much wake up, and they're all in a circle, and they have to figure out who's going to be the one person to live and walk out of there. And it's quite a movie. I was really surprised because, usually those movies that are in one location, phone book, Man on the Ledge, stuff like that. It gets to a certain point, and it's like, oh, they're all the same.
Well, you can kind of see it coming, what's happening.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? But this one, I didn't have any idea how it was going to end and who was going to live at the end, which was very exciting for a movie.
Yeah, so it kept you at the edge of your seat pretty much throughout the whole thing and trying to figure out who is the piece of shit that does need to die.
Right. Travis, can I get movie guy plot?
When social worker Anna Garcia ignores an eerie warning from a troubled mother suspected of child endangerment, a supernatural being rains down all holy hell upon her and her children. Floating to a theater near you.
Well, now that we got that out of the way, we get to move on to one of my favorite parts, where we pack up our Glass Twisty Blunt full of this week, Sunset Sherbert at 23%. And hopefully the video uploads this week and I don't have to steal a picture off the internet to show you guys what we're smoking. Sunset Sherbert.
Like there's one mystery solved. Now how about we hit that blunt? Review.
So, Jesse, this week we went into this movie not knowing anything about it. We didn't watch a trailer. We didn't even look at the IMDb, really. We just knew that this was a horror movie. And our last episode, we got to see Pet Sematary, another horror movie. Mm-hmm. So, we liked that one. Mm-hmm. And what are the chances of you actually liking 2 horror movies in a row? What'd you think of this one?
Oh, but the chances are really good because I did enjoy this. It was a thrilling movie. It was scary in parts, and it had a lot of good jump scares. The only big downside for me was all the slow walking, which I believe is necessary in horror movies, but it just seemed like there was a lot of it.
A quarter of the movie was just a slow walk.
They were just slow walking to get scared, and there was a lot of times there was no payoff. It wasn't anything at all, and so it was just kind of like you did that for no reason. But besides that, the whole concept of Llorona was fascinating me. I'd never heard of it before, and that shit sounds scary as fuck.
Yes, and when we're sitting in the theater, I was listening to an actual Mexican couple next to us, and their teenage daughter was talking to her parents about it, and I'm like, apparently this is... A lot of Mexican families are aware of this. This is a folktale that's been told for hundreds of years now, and I heard her say that she was actually scared as a child because her grandmother told the story and said, if you don't listen to me, she's going to come and take you away.
Right.
So, I mean, all these Mexican children throughout the world for the past 200 years have been, 400 years have been scared shitless over this woman, La Bamba. But I'm with you. I mean, I actually did enjoy this movie. There were a lot of jump scares. I thought it was a little too many jump scares, but I like how they were going with it. They were kind of predictable jump scares.
Yeah.
There's a couple Easter eggs in the movie. Like I said before, Linda
Cardellini.
Cardellini, She's an okay actress. She's not great. The biggest problem I had with her in this movie is her frantic panicness for her kids. It didn't sell it to me. It was more like she slept through her alarm, she's late for work, and she's got to get up and go now.
Yeah,
that's what kind of panic it was for me. But I mean, your kids are in danger. You got to go. I mean, I just don't think she portrayed it well enough.
I really enjoyed Raymond Cruz's part in this movie as a, what would you say, outcast member of the clergy, being a priest. And I thought, having never really seen him in like a starring role, he really stepped to the plate in this. He was funny in places that was unexpected.
Yeah, and it wasn't like on purpose funny. It was subtle funny. But I mean, the audience laughed.
We all laughed, absolutely.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I like Raymond Cruz. I guess you'd follow him for a while. He's, like we said earlier, he's that generic Mexican. They try to be typecasted. They always put him in that role.
Always have since the beginning, yeah.
But he's recently done 2 TV shows that are connected, Closer and Major Crimes. And he got 210 episodes out of those 2 shows total.
That's a paycheck right there.
Yeah, it's a paycheck. And he played a detective in the LAPD, but he grew up as a little gangbanger that straightened his life out. And I like the actor. I think he does a good job. He doesn't seem to take on something that's out of his realm. He tries to stay in his wheelhouse. But, I mean, he's needed for his wheelhouse.
Absolutely. He did a very good job. I thought the music was very good. The music is really what kept me actually on edge for most of the movie. It wasn't really what was going on because, like I said, there was a lot of like non-jump scares. They wanted to jump scare you, but nothing happened. It didn't pay off. But the music kept me going, and I kept thinking to myself, I should go smoke a cigarette real fast because this is fucking scary as shit. But all in all, I really enjoyed this movie. Absolutely.
Well, this movie's kind of hard to really talk about. It was an hour and a half. They went straight to the point. There wasn't any part you're like thinking the movie is dragging on.
Actually, the hour and a half was perfect.
Yeah, it really was. So, Jesse, after watching this movie, do you suggest people see it in the cinemas, stream it, or just say, fuck it, there's other shit out there to watch?
Well, there's other shit out there to watch right now, and soon more's coming. But if you're into horror movies, and maybe you saw Pet Sematary last week, you wanna dip your toes into another horror movie, this is probably a good one for you to watch. You might enjoy it. So I say go watch it in theaters.
Well, I think if you like horror movies, you're going to like this movie. If you grew up knowing this folklore, this legend, then I think you're really going to enjoy this movie. So, yeah, I say cinemas.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement on that one.
Both go with cinemas this week.
2 weeks in a row, horror movies.
Yeah.
Go see them.
Very unusual, because usually horror movies are just, bad acting and gore. And
A Happy Death Day to You. And
that was Happy Death Day was horrible.
They were just not. Both of them were not very, very great.
No, bad acting completely.
Except
But
for Taylor
weren't gory at all.
And Escape Room.
Oh, yeah. Well, even Escape Room wasn't that great. Tyler Labine, he was a good
dad guy.
Yeah. Which you could check out in our older episodes. We're not going to do a Reboot Madness this week. We're going to skip it. We were just a little unprepared. So it's hard coming up with another horror movie over and over, especially when they're in the process of rebooting so many horror movies right now. I mean, we got Candyman, Chucky, I think Hellraiser, Resident Evil. They're all in the process of being rebooted. Kind of takes it away from us, doesn't it,
right?
Fuckers?
This is our job.
Well, if you're not following us, go ahead and follow us. We politely ask you, I guess. Or we could be standing in the bushes staring at you holding a gun saying,
hit that subscribe button.
Yes. You can follow us on Facebook at Blunt Movie Reviews. We're on iTunes, SoundCloud. You can follow me on Twitter at TravLetSmoke. You can find our website through our podcast, SoundCloud, Google Play. We're all over the place. YouTube, for people that watch us on YouTube, if everything goes right, I should have the video of what we smoked this week, a little 10-second video, so you can get a little eye on it. The Sunset Sherbet. Well, we would like to thank everyone for listening, and we hope you continue. Tell a friend. Help us out. Put in the comments what movie should we reboot next.
Absolutely. We would love any suggestions.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Have a good one.
All right, Bob, that wraps it up. Roll credits. Let's get out of here. Good job, everyone. Good job.